Yo, 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 yo. What is good? What is good? What is good? Freedom marchers, freedom family, freedom lovers, and freedom fighters. Snapzilla Gorillas in the building. Hitting y'all with this live stream just to put the finishing touches on this nonsense. Just to put the finishing touches on this, because this shit is getting too wild and out of control. And it doesn't need to be that way. It doesn't need to be that way. You know, I know I've been, I'm like a dog with a bone with the situation, because this whole thing, it muddies the waters, right? All this drama, all this bullshit, all these lies, all this manipulation. Oh, okay. Damn. What? All this fucking nonsense, right? Queen Sister Cameron, good morning to you. All this nonsense, right? Queen Mother Shaquila, good morning to you. All, you know, we could be focusing on, and should be focusing on, these fights we got coming up. We should be focusing on the fighters that no one really knows about. I went through a list of fighters on Friday, many of whom I've never heard of, and other people haven't heard of, right? And it's like, well, these are guys in the top 15 of many of these rankings. And out of 15 of these guys, most of us, aside from a very few, know about 7 of them. And it's because a lot of these boxing YouTube channels are deciding to stir up shit, right? To put on these witch hunts and campaigns against certain fighters to make them look bad, to kind of like destroy the economy of boxing. That's what you're doing. Brother Shelton, Stephen X, Queen Mother Shaquila, Queen Sister Cameron. That's what you're doing. You're destroying the boxing economy. Why do you say that, Snapzilla? Well, because with all this nonsense that we're pushing, it's taking eyes away from the fight itself, right? When you have these guys out here going around shitting on these fighters who are trying to fight the best, that are trying to challenge themselves, they want to bring eyes to the fight. But instead, what you're doing is you're making it difficult for people to want to even see the fights, right? Because of all this drama and all these narratives that are being pushed, just in general, not even just with certain people. And so it's like, okay, you know, all the lies about the PEDs, all the lies about VADA, protecting PED users. We're protecting PED users in the sport of boxing. When these fighters test dirty, we're not focused on those fighters. We're focused on fighters we feel maybe at some point on PEDs that never got popped dirty, that you know, like Terrence Crawford.
Approaching a railroad crossing.
Terrence Crawford, Devin Haney, and that's pretty much it. These are the only 2 fighters that are really getting these accusations launched at them. And because your favorite fighter isn't doing what he should be doing, well, you know, we gotta shit on these fighters, and we gotta go around challenging people to debates. But instead of being humble and having some level of humility about it, instead of, you know, being respectful, we going around disrespecting motherfuckers, talking shit, and we're also getting on the hate train campaign. That's what we're doing. And what is this doing? It's causing fighters like Brian Norman Jr. to run around spreading conspiracy theories about VADA and Devin, about drinking water. Oh, this guy said he drank too much water. It's got to be PEDs. You can't gain 25 pounds of water. Like, this is the bullshit we're talking about. We have no idea what we're talking about. We're talking about a guy doing hurdles. We're pushing this idea that they are runners. Oh, this guy's a runner. That guy's a runner. He's doing hurdles. He must be trying to run. Well, okay, let's say that the hurdles are for running, right? Which they're not. They're for explosive movement. It's an explosive exercise. I've explained it before. The ring is only so big. There's only so much running you'll be able to do in the ring. Brother Drew Titan, salute to you. Good morning to you, brother. There's only so much running you can do in the ring. Brother Shelton says, once again, Devin Haney did a second way in fully dressed. Yes. But no one wants to talk about that. Except for the guys that were there, like BF said that Devin had all his clothes on, had his phone and wallet. But they're pushing this thing, oh, he just gained 25 pounds of water. That's impossible. Because Devin said he drank too much water. It's utter nonsense. Devin whooped that trick. He whooped Regis, right? He whooped Regis. And when Ryan Garcia pops dirty, instead of focusing on what sort of consequence Ryan Garcia should be facing, we're talking about Devin gaining 25 pounds by fight night. And then we're spreading this bullshit about, oh, that's illegal in California. They did a whole Senate hearing about Devin Haney. And it wasn't about Devin Haney. They mentioned Devin Haney's name from a list of fighters, most of whom are MMA fighters. Because in MMA, they do that crazy nonsense, right? They cut all this weight. They drain all this water. And they gain a lot of water weight back. But we don't understand the science behind it. So there must be some nefarious thing going on. We don't understand the science behind dehydrating, rehydrating. So we're going around pontificating with our feelings and with opinion about what that means. And whatever happened to the respecting, exactly, Brother Shelton, it was mostly MMA. What happened to respecting the legends that paved the way for YouTube boxers or YouTube boxing channels? Like Blue Blood. Like, hell, motherfucking Champside. These are trailblazers in YouTube boxing. They're trailblazers. Right? But for some reason, we feel like we have enough substance, we have enough of a resume to challenge these dudes. Oh, I can go to their channels, disrespect them. I can go to their channels. I can go to all these guys' channels and disrespect them and challenge them and try to coax them into an online argument so I can feel better about myself. So I can go back to my channel and say I cooked these niggas. Drew Titan says I debunked the California argument when it happened. Yes, you did, Drew Titan. You did. Oh, 7-8, exactly. 7-8 started. I mean, he was part of the YouTube Boxing Network community until he broke off. You know what I'm saying? Now, I believe the clown shoe, I'm going to just refer to him as a clown shoe from now on. The clown shoe, the big red one, would dare not go to 7-8's channel to pull that bullshit. 7-8 wouldn't even, 7-8 would be like, all right, get this nigga out of here. He wouldn't even be able to make 3 comments. But I think the big red clown shoe knows that. Coach Hudson says, I'm fired up this morning. Call like it is, brother. Peace to the chat. No doubt. Hey, brother Coach Hudson, right before I saw your live stream, I was like, man, you know what? I be talking about these workouts I do. I do 30 rounds in the heavy bag, and then I go to the park and I do this, that, and the third. And I was like, you know what? Let me do a little video of 1 round of what I do out here. So I brought my little tripod. So when I'm done talking to y'all, I'm going to go finish up my workout, and I'm going to film maybe 1 round where I do the jump rope, and then I do the shadow boxing. Then I do the body weight exercise, whether it be a push-ups or what they call those things when you're doing the knee raises on the ground. I forgot. You get in the plank, ladder climbs, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So when I do my upper body stuff, I tend to stick to boxing, and when I come out to the park, I do more so like upper body weight exercise. Mountain climbers. There you go, Coach Chubbs. I didn't even know. I was like, what the hell am I talking about? Mountain climbers, yes. And so I do that for the core. And then, but on my leg days, I'll do Muay Thai. I'll do some Muay Thai drills. I'll do some sprints, right? I'll go out here. I'll do 100-yard sprints fast as I can. So I figured I've been needing to start doing that because, every time I come out here, somebody comes up to me. Oh, do you train? Do you do a boot camp? I'm like, I'm working on it. So in the fall, I plan on starting a little boot camp. I got enough people giving me their numbers for it. Like I got so many numbers that I collected over the last year, just people watching me out here doing this shit. So, but anyway, so yes, the clown shoe, man. And there's a number of clown shoes. I went over a clown shoes content last night, but this is what's being pushed in the sport of boxing. These are boxing content creators, right? And I understand and believe in free speech wholeheartedly, but you also have a responsibility with said free speech, right? You have a responsibility with that free speech, especially if you have a level of knowledge where people respect you for it. But when you go out there and push bullshit and you push these narratives and you take focus away from the safety of the sport and try to make it seem like, well, if you contest a drug cheat, if you try to bring consequences to a drug cheat, oh, then you aren't this and you aren't that. Oh, you don't have the skill then. Oh, well, if you had skills, you do this. Or, drug cheating, Ryan Garcia being a drug cheat, that's on the lowest end of the totem pole. Like, y'all, people don't understand the gravity of this whole shit, right? A lot of people try to dismiss it. Oh, I ain't worried about them. But it's still dangerous because when I was playing Janitor Cooney shit yesterday, Sugar Free Mars was like, who is this dude? She didn't even know who he was. But you know what she knew about? The damn narratives he was pushing. So when you hear people when people talk about these narratives, when they say, oh, Devin Haney isn't really enlisted in 365 VADA testing. Oh, Devin must have VADA in their back pocket. Devin this and Devin that. Oh, Terrence Crawford, all this shit. Terrence Crawford is on PEDs. He has to be because look how he did against Errol Spence. All this bullshit. Yes, economy of false data. You don't watch these people. I don't watch them. They pop up on my algorithm, right? I used to watch the clown shoe. Then once he said some silly, stupid ass shit, I unsubscribed, but he still pops up on the algorithm. And when you say, where is this? Where are they getting this from? Like when people go to BF channel, or when they go to Drew Titan's channel, or when they go to 7-8 channel, 7-8, he just dismisses them. 7-8 don't even, as soon as he sees some stupid shit, he just dismisses it. But when the shit pops up, when these guys come to BF's channel, Blue Bloods channel, Champ Size channel, Drew Titan's channel, Sugar Free Mars channel, my channel, whoever covers this, that's on the right side of history in the sport of boxing, they come with these bullshit narratives, and we're like, where are you getting this from? I've heard it. Where are you getting this bullshit? That's where they're getting it from. Anarchy Television, salute to you, brother. Jonathan Simon, salute to you. Heaven Sent, salute, brother. Otenio Cardona, salute. What I find ironic is how the same people who love Turkey, especially how he said he don't fuck with Tio because he disrespected his people and religion, disrespect their own brothers and sisters. Great point. But these are hypocrites, right? Like I like what some things Turkey is doing, but I can also point out the shit that he ain't doing right. It's okay. Just because you rock with somebody don't mean you have to agree with everything they're saying. So when you guys, when these clown shoes go to these guys' channels, these guys that have established themselves in the sport of boxing, in the realm of journalism, and they challenge them, why do you feel like they should even entertain your nonsense? And if they don't entertain it, then you try to shame them and try to make them look like they're bad people. Oh well, you're not this then, and you're not that. If you don't come to wherever I say and have an argument with me, then oh well, you're not this and that. Coach Hudson says exactly. That's what I was trying to get Delano to say yesterday. Yes. Motown 909 salute. Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it. Yeah, 7-8 don't even care, man. Like I told you, a long time ago, I think it was like the beginning of 2024 or the end of 2023. I went in 7-8 shadow because I was always watching 7-8. It was 7-8, boxing no go, Fanon. Before I even knew who LDBC was, I was watching 7-8. I mean, I knew who LDBC was. I knew that 7-8 was part of the LDBC, but I didn't know other guys in LDBC until January 2024. That's when I started seeing Drew Titan and BF and other members of the LDBC. But anyway, I went in there and, Boxing Ego started tripping on the Haneys right after Regis Prograis fight. I'm like, wait, what is this switch up? I knew something funky was going on. I was like, man, what the hell's wrong with this dude? I was like, man, this dude's wilding out. So I did some content pointing out Boxing Ego being on some bullshit and lying about Devin gaining weight and all this shit against Regis and the pay-per-view buys. And I'm like, where's he getting this nonsense from? Like, I'm like, what is this shit? Anyway, I went to 7-8 and I pointed it out. I was like, man, what do you think about Boxing No Go being biased against the Haneys all of a sudden? Man, he got my ass out of there as soon as he read it. He don't play, man. When 7-8 sees some silly shit, and he thought I was trying to be messy. I was like, no. I was like, all I said was Boxing Ego. He's giving unbiased, incomplete information about Devin gaining weight and all this other shit. Man, he wasn't even playing with that. That's before it was widely known that Boxing Ego was on some stupid shit. But 7-8 said, no, get your ass out of here. He told them that, man, he blocked the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? So 7-8 don't play with that. But I mean, but he doesn't have to. But these guys, this one particular guy, this clown shoe, feels he's entitled to to be entertained by these guys, and they don't have to. Right? But it's like I can see this guy trying to create a rift and trying to get certain individuals to pick sides of this whole situation. And that's wrong. When you say little slick shit in your videos, like, well, if you don't come to this guy's channel to argue with me, then you don't support this guy. Complete snake shit. Trying to imply that, oh, well, I support this guy more than you support him, but you're supposed to be his brother. That's basically what he's saying. Drew Titan says, Ego likes yellow men with tattoos. Yeah, real shit. But, hold on. The reason I'm not using names, because y'all know what I'm talking about. The reason I'm not using names is because I want to highlight the importance behind what's going on behind that whole situation. Lit House, walaikum assalam, brother. Walaikum assalam, my key. Listen. Champ Side and Blue Blood, they don't have to go around arguing and debating with people. Champ Side is a legit sports journalist And Blue Blood is a boxing insider. He's established himself, right? He's established himself. And it's not like, okay, well, they're too good to go and argue with you on someone else's channel. It's just that what's the benefit behind it? What does it serve them, right? What purpose does it serve anyway? Even if you say, oh, well, we don't have to talk about Tonka Truck. We can talk about whatever you want. Well, the point of contention is not so much anything else in the sport of boxing. It's how you ride and do damage control for one particular fighter to the point where you're shitting on and putting down another fighter for no goddamn reason. You're spreading hatred. You're spreading lies. You're spreading misinformation. You're creating, you're sparking rumors about impropriety, and that's a serious fucking matter. So now, well, if Brian Norman Jr. is also spreading this nonsense, and other fighters are, in Ryan Garcia, oh, Victor Conte and Vada and this and that, well, you're creating issues for Vada, right? Now you're giving boxers an out. Boxers who may not want to be part of a clean boxing program have even more of a reason to say, you know what? I'm going to run with this so I don't have to prove that I'm clean. I don't have to bother with it. I can cycle, because VADA is voluntary. You have the state commission testing, and you have VADA. That's pretty much it. And you have whatever Alicia Baumgartner used. I forgot what she used. Some other testing agency. But if there's only VADA and state testing, well, and VADA is voluntary, but VADA is more stringent, and VADA is 24/7, 365, whereas the commission is not. Well, if you don't really necessarily have to sign up for VADA because the other fighter isn't demanding it, you can get away with a lot more. So, it just creates problems for safety in the sport. That's the bottom line to it. Sheldon says, Champ side did Buddy dirty yesterday. It would serve him well to leave. Yeah, that's what I say. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Why would Champ side even do that? When does Champ side go to other people's channel to argue? Des says facts, and KO knows that's why he's telling him to come to BF channel, because he knows they'll not come. I mean, it is what it is. Drew Tyson says because Tonka Truck argument is pretty much over. Yes. So they need something else. They need something to stay. They've already crossed the Rubicon. You get what I'm saying? They crossed the Rubicon in regards to going to bat for a Tonka Truck. Regardless of what Tonka Truck does, right? They still go to bat for him. And they don't want to hold him accountable. Blue Blood Sports TV, salute to you, brother. Salute to you, man. Blessings to you, man. I appreciate you for coming through and dropping a comment. Shout out to Blue Blood. But yes, I'm just talking about how you are an established legend in the sport of boxing, journalism. You don't have to entertain anything, but it is what it is. The bottom line is, what was that? Yes. So the Tonka Truck argument is over, but they have to, since they, like I said, they crossed the Rubicon in regards to going to bat for Tonka Truck. And they used the Devin Haney hate to establish themselves in this space. So they have to keep going, or they're going to look like big red clown shoes, right? And they're not going to have much behind them when Tonka Truck leaves. So that's why I said, well, so now it's about attacking Vada. Now it's about attacking Devin Haney. Now it's about attacking fighters who want to join the clean boxing program. Why should anybody have any incentive to join Devin in the 24/7, 365 testing? You got guys saying, oh, well, the, the manager, the janitor Cooney, manager Marty, he said, I told y'all, I mean, for those of y'all that wasn't there yesterday or last night, he said that the CEO of VADA didn't even know what out of competition testing meant. He said he interviewed her last year and he had to tell her what out of competition VADA testing was. This is what he's putting out on his channel. And I was able to show y'all that indeed there is a out of competition testing. There's a document for it. The latest version they have, or the version they have right now, is dated back in 2016. Nonito Donaire, he was signed up in 2012, and so was another fighter. So there were two fighters before Devin to ever sign up for 24/7 365 VADA testing. But he wants you to believe, and others want you to believe, that Devin's not really signed up for it. What incentive should anyone have if you're discrediting the testing? If you're bringing doubt to the testing? If you're, you know what I'm saying? If you're saying, oh, well, if you go up, if you fight Devin and sign up for VADA, they're gonna fake your test. They're gonna give you a false positive. You know what I'm saying? This is what Brian Norman Jr. said. But they're getting this. The fighters are getting this from the content creators. You understand what I'm saying? And the content creators aren't boxers. Well, some of them used to be boxers. Now you got Tim McCoon Bradley in the space. You got Sean Porter. You got all these guys. But what are they catering to? They're catering to the bullshit. See how dangerous this is? The boxers don't have the level of influence these content creators have. And they understand it. They just don't want to be held responsible for the things that they're doing that's causing certain things to happen. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Drew Titan says, I refuse to argue a person's opinion on a fighter when they're infatuated with them. That's why I ignored that foolish mortal. Indeed. Stephen A says, content creators, fans, and fighters are okay with drug cheating because Devin is a clean athlete. Does that make sense? It doesn't make any sense at all whatsoever. That says they only disagree with VADA because Tank doesn't like it. Same thing with Turkey. It's wild to me that this is. There has to be a goddamn psychosis for this, right? Right, Queen Sister Cameron. But they get mad when you call them out. They get mad at you. They you know. I don't care. I don't care. If I call it out, I've been doing this for years. In politics. When there was when was that? Vivaldi? The Vivaldi shooting in Texas, where the guy went to that school and he did horrible things to children, and the police response was ass. They could have stopped him from killing all those children, right? But you had guys out there that were trying to protect the cops and trying to make excuses for them, telling lies about how the response was. Oh, I'm a police officer. I'm a former police officer. I know what I'm talking about. But you're lying to people. See what I'm saying? Yes, you might be an expert in this field, but if you're selling a line of bullshit to protect those police officers, then that's a problem. So I did my own fact-checking and research, and I was able to show where he was lying at. Because, and what ended up happening is that, yes, you do discover that there was a lot of neglect and there was a lot of things that those cops did wrong. They didn't follow protocol, right? They said, oh, well, we couldn't unlock the door. Oh, we couldn't open the door. That was bullshit. They said, oh, well, we couldn't approach from the window, from where the windows are, because he would, we couldn't see inside. That was a lie too. Right? They waited hours for those SWAT team to show up. Most of the damage was already done by that point. They were cowards. And of course they blamed the gun, right? Instead of, blaming the guy that pulled the trigger and the cops that allowed it to happen, of course they're going around blaming the gun. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's the same type of thing in this space as well, because we should be encouraging and pushing for clean drug testing and clean drug testing, clean fighters. We should be pushing for that. We should be pushing for fighters to challenge themselves and to fight the best, especially if we put them on a level that most people put Tonka Truck on, or Devin on, or Shakur on. We should be encouraging them to fight. Instead, we're making excuses for them not to. Spider-Man says, free Palestine. Free America from Israel and Trump. I agree. Daryl Anderson says, the aggravating part is all of these false narratives are fueled by Devin hatred. It's pathetic coming from grown men. I can't explain it. I don't understand it. Shelton says, Victor Conte has pancreatic cancer. He's not involved in boxing and is fighting for his life. Y'all need to stop with the false narratives. Dude did his time and was helping catch cheaters. But all they're going to tell you is, oh, well, if you associate with a former criminal, then you can't get mad when people... Okay, so you can have your suspicions. More fire, salute. Don't like you for no reason. Good for you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, so... Oh, yeah, okay, if you want to find somebody suspicious, okay. All right, then it's okay to express that. But what proof do you have that Victor Conte is still helping fighters be drug tested? Because there are fighters that he has worked with in the past that pop dirty. You know what I'm saying? Not while they were on his shit, but they have popped dirty. But where is the proof that they popped dirty because of him? If that was the case, then that would be known by now, wouldn't it? Wouldn't they find something in his products? Wouldn't they find some evidence trail that leads to him providing PEDs to these guys? Like Andre Berto, or these guys that pop dirty that are now, they don't like Victor Conte now for some reason. Darren says, definitely, I want to know that the athletes I pay to watch are clean. If they're not, it puts all of their achievements in question. Facts. David Bender says, hello, we need a free India that way can come to the United States and we put to work in factories. Do we need to remove Ron Johnson from office, senator from Wisconsin? Okay. Of course, nobody's suspicious of other snack athletes. This is a campaign. For whatever reason, I don't know why Devin is so important and why Devin is so special. He's just a fighter trying to fight the best fights. But anything they can do to drag Devin through the mud and to make him look like he ain't shit, that's what they're going to do. Dale Anderson says, Eddie Reynoso is a whole damn pharmacy. Nobody old media has mentioned him yet. Nope, yeah. They haven't mentioned him yet. Speaking of guys that are trying to push this narrative, Regis Prograis fought last night, right? Regis Prograis. I didn't even know he was fighting last night, to be honest with you. See, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know he was fighting last night until I woke up. and I saw that 7-8 BF. Did Drew Titan do a post reaction? I didn't know. But I ain't gonna lie to y'all. These fights that be happening on Saturday, the main event don't start until like 12 o'clock midnight. My ass be asleep by then. I be falling asleep. I'm so used to getting up. So used to go to bed early for work. It's hard for me to stay up that late. Yeah, he fought. Yeah, he looked so. Yeah, I heard. I still haven't saw it yet. And Oscar Duarte fought against Sims. I had no idea. I didn't know until actually late yesterday. But like I said, these fights happen so late. I'm so used to going to bed at. Now I didn't go to bed at 8 or night, 7 or 8 last night, but I went to bed pretty early because I'm used to waking up, getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning before work. So I had to go to bed early, right? And it's like, well, I'll catch the fights in the morning. Like if I'm really interested in the fight, I'll watch it later. Dev is the greatest threat, but the threat to what? He's just trying to fight people. He's just trying to put belt to ass and reach as many heights as he can. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Why have a problem with Devin and not a problem with your favorite fighter who's not doing that? It doesn't make any sense to me. If your fighter isn't trying to do what Devin's trying to do, then push them to do what Devin's doing, or be okay with what they're doing. Be okay, and why drag Devin down? Why drag these other fighters? Why drag Terrence Crawford down? Why drag David Bennett? Well, no one really drags David Benavidez. I don't understand. Why aren't people mad at David Benavidez for trying to fight the best and doing what he's doing? You know what I'm saying? No one's mad at Abdullah Mason. I don't understand it. Oh, because of Bill, right? They'll tell you it's because of Bill. Stephen A says, I am skeptical of Golden Boy fighters. Duarte looked like a bodybuilder. I need to check out. Did these guys test? Who does anything, right? So they're doing state commission testing. Whatever the commission requires in that state, that's what they're doing. Outside of that, most of these guys aren't on VADA testing. Daryl Anderson said it was an entertaining fight because Jojo Diaz doesn't have much defense either. So it turned into a street fight. No amazing skills on display. Yeah, I'm not really into that. I don't really like those type of fights. You know what I'm saying? I like to see the chess match. I like to see the footwork. I like to see the defense, the head movement. I like to see, good punch placement. I like to see guys thinking there and think 2 or 3 moves ahead and use guys' own power and momentum against them. Like, I'm looking forward to that Brian Norman Devin Haney fight. I'll stay up for that. I'm gonna stay up for that. Well, if it's happening in Saudi Arabia, I might not have to stay up late for that. That says they are okay with what their favorite fighters doing, and because David is with the PBC and Abdul hasn't called their favorite fight out yet. Earl Sanders says, hey, how you ever been in a tough sword fight with okay? What the fuck? Yeah, you were no chess matches last night. You didn't miss much. Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see good chess matches. Earl Sanders, we ain't doing that freaky ass dude shit. No, we're not doing that. I don't know why y'all feel the need to come in here with rainbow energy. Shelton says Regis did a decent job of boxing. He used the jab pretty well. That's what's up. All substances not been in commissions are invited. Yes. Yes. Black Spring with Autumn, salute to you this morning. The beautiful Black Spring with Autumn. Salute to you, Queen. The Filipino says, "LOL." People are crazy. Yeah, I don't know why people do that. I mean, yeah, miss me with that shit. Strictly Clitly. Strictly Clitly. That's it. I like the ladies. I like the ladies. Who was it? My daughter's texting me. I gotta take her to get some shoes. She's very particular. All she wants to wear are Crocs. I said, look now. You can't be wearing Crocs at school. Hold on, guys. My daughter's calling me. Hold on. Yeah. People are crazy. I don't know. Don't let the eyes fool you. Okay. I was born with these. That don't mean nothing. I was born with these eyes. Yeah, they are undercover trolls. Jesus. Crazy. Anyway, so yeah, man. I mean, like I said, maybe at some point all this shit will level out, but it's going to be crazy for a while, of course, until Devin fights Brian Norman Jr. and whatever the outcome is from that. Maybe Devin beats Brian Norman. Maybe he'll finally get his respect. Brian Norman beats Devin, but Devin puts up a good fight, makes a good show of it, and no one pops dirty. Because I feel like if Ryan Garcia had never popped dirty, it would not be we would not be in this situation. We would not be in this situation, right? We would, well, maybe. Let me not say that, because I don't know, man. I don't know what has to be done, but these content creators out here are, yes, she wants to wear, I said you can't wear Crocs. We're not doing that. You got to wear some shoes that you can, move around in. You got to be able to maneuver. Right? Crocs ain't it. What's up, Ducky Momo? Daryl Anderson said Ryan almost got away with it. He disappeared for 9 hours yeah. But no one cares about that. And it's diabolical. It's insidious. And these content creators are responsible for 90% of this bullshit. But you can't, if you call them out for it, they get mad, they get sensitive, and they want to whine and bitch and moan about it. Right? But they're lying. So anyway, that's all I got for now, y'all. But here's another thing, man. I've been on Champside's channel, and I've had disagreements with him in the chat. Right? Like, he might have said something I didn't disagree with. I mean, that I did not agree with. And I was able to click his link and go up there and explain my disagreement. And and we went back and forth, and it wasn't disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? We were explaining our positions, and once we explained our positions and there was an understanding, guess what happened? Nothing. Right? I expressed my disagreement with what he was saying. He expressed his disagreement, and then eventually we came around to an understanding. Simple as that. Jeremy Wilhelms said, Okay. So it's 72 degrees outside. Daryl Anderson says, back to that. Champ side and Blue Blood have nothing to prove. Facts. But the clown shoe does. Or he feels like he does. That's why he has to go after those guys. Anyway, y'all, I mean, my phone got hot again. It's 70-something degrees outside. But whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it had to happen because I got to get out here, finish up my finish my day, my workout, and then take my daughter shoe shopping. Okay, Kendama craziness. Okay, man, y'all can't focus, can you? Oh damn! Holy shit! Well, I wanted to film some of my workout, but my damn tripod ain't got the damn phone holder on it. I don't know how I'm gonna do it now. Anyway, y'all stay up, man. Listen, we live in a society where, you know, the best way to get views and clicks is to spread controversy and bullshit. So when the truth is out there, we have to make that just as viral, right? The truth has to be just as viral. So that's how you counteract the nonsense. But you know, it takes time, it takes sharing, and you know, when that good information comes out, when the real receipts come out, when the proof is known and shown, hey man, we gotta make that viral just as viral. Y'all be wilding up in here, man. Anyway, y'all stay up, like, share, subscribe, and we'll keep marching forward toward freedom and truth. Peace. And get out there and move today, man. It's a beautiful day. Go and get your workout on and get fit.